state on my phone. So don't worry, I will guide you. Let's wait for the gentleman. Na nitakuwa leo station yako nikidiscuss katiba baada ya tutakuwa kipindi cha wazee rusha makombora. Tutakuwa jioni na kama Munyo. Tutakuwa tunarusha makombora. Tutakuwa mbashara moja kwa moja. So mine is a very simple statement on this dispute between UHC healthcare workers and the transit of them to county governments, and the dispute between MOH and Council of Governors. This is a statement on the urgent call for absorption of universal healthcare workers UHC to permanent and pensionable terms, as we had budgeted and appropriated the budget for their permanent and pensionable terms. The situation regarding the absorption of universal health coverage UHC health workers in Kenya has reached a critical and urgent juncture. Currently, over 8,000 dedicated health workers are facing uncertainty as a standoff develops between national and county governments concerning their employment status. This issue not only affects the livelihoods of these workers, but also poses a significant risk to the sustainability of healthcare services across the nation. The government has announced plans to formally absorb 7,414 UHC staff members starting in September 2025. While this announcement is a step in the right direction, it raises serious concerns regarding the status of those with unresolved issues, which could lead to job security and further exacerbate the existing tensions within the healthcare force, which is fragile across the counties. It is worth noting that under the fourth schedule, the health is a devolved function that is purely the domain of the county governments. Compounding these challenges are alarming reports of ghost workers being identified within the system. This has raised serious questions about the integrity of the absorption process and criteria used for staff selection. Such discrepancies undermine the trust that is essential for a functional healthcare system and could potentially divert resources away from those who genuinely serve the community. Moreover, the UHC health workers have voiced their dissatisfaction with the current payment structures, noting that most of them are still on contract. Many have reported that the promised payments have not been fulfilled, leading to frustration and sense of betrayal among those who have dedicated their lives to serving the health needs of Kenyans. This situation is not only demoralizing for the workforce, but also detrimental to the quality of care that patients received. In light of these pressing challenges, we urgently call upon all stakeholders, including the Ministry of Health, county governments, health workers, their unions, to engage in open, transparent, and constructive dialogue, and also Council of Governors. It is imperative that we address the concerns of UHC staff to ensure a fair and equitable absorption process that recognizes their contribution and sacrifices. Immediate action is required to safeguard the livelihoods of UHC health workers and uphold the principles of universal health coverage, which aim to provide accessible and quality health care for all Kenyans. We urge the government, the county government and the national government and Ministry of Health to prioritize the resolution of outstanding issues and commit to a transparent process that fosters trust and stability within the healthcare focus, noting that most of these UHC staff are still on contract that was extended in conjunction between Ministry of Health and Council of Governors and the unions of our different health workers. The successful implementation of UHC in Kenya hinges on the fair treatment of health workers, ensuring the absorption into the system that is not merely a matter of employment, It is essential for the sustainability of healthcare services and act as a reward to our heroes. Mark you, our heroes who stood firm to save lives of Kenya during the COVID-19 pandemic, when even soldiers in barracks could not leave their barracks to fight the unseen enemy of COVID-19. It is also important that as we head to conversation on 15 years and audit of our constitution, or the Katiba Day as it is today, we must review on possibility of angering the National Health Commission to resolve the health care professional crisis, just like the way Teacher Service Commission is angered, Parliamentary Service Commission is angered, and Public Service Commission is angered, and other services. It is important as that it is now, as we do the audit of the Constitution 2010, of possibility of entrenching the National Health Commission, NHC, into the Constitution to allow and address the challenges facing the healthcare workers across the counties. Because even in this matter of UHC, as a parliament, we did appropriate the necessary resources for the absorption of 7,414 UHC staff to permanent and pensionable. And these Kenyans have suffered. How can somebody stay for contract from 2020 up to 2025? It violates the labor laws that requires only you can stay under contract for 6 months. And therefore, we call upon the Council of Governors and the Ministry of Health to ensure that there is a fair, credible transit of UHC staff from the national government to county governments, because we are aware the health, and also the transfer of resources, because even if we transfer to counties the UHC staff, they say resources follow functions. And therefore, even as the Ministry of Health pushes to transfer these health workers, they should follow them with the resources that we have appropriated in the budget on financial year 2025-2026. And I think also these young people who have served us from 2020 during COVID period are tired. And it is unfair to still subject them to uncertainty in terms of the employment status. It will affect the morale and working of our health workers. You have seen in Machakos, in Kiambu and other areas where there has been in strike. So kwa kifupi tunasema ya kwamba wale watoto wetu ambao ama wale wafanyikazi wa UHC wapewe ile kazi yao kwa permanent and pensionable, na ile contract ambao walikuwa wamepewa kwa Ministry of Health ichukuliwe haraka mara moja waweze kufanya hiyo kazi. Na tunaposhughulikia mambo ya Katiba Day, ile tunafanya audit, tukubaliane ya kwamba imefika wakati tuunde National Health Commission, tuweke katika katiba vile tumeweka Teacher Service Commission, vile tumeweka Parliamentary Service Commission, vile tumeweka Public Service Commission, ndio ishughulikie masuala tata ya wafanyikazi katika sekta ya afya. Na mimi nataka niulize makaunti kupitia Council of Governors na Ministry of Health waketi chini na wakubaliane tupate suluhu. Hao watoto wamechoka, kila siku wanafanya maandamano ndio asikiswe. Na vile tulikubaliana wakubalie kama wametumwa kaunti zetu zile pesa ambazo ziko Ministry of Health, hizo pesa pia ambazo tuliweka katika bajeti zitumwe katika county ndio wafanye absorption ya hao wafanyikazi ya 7,414 ndio waweze kufanya hiyo uwezo ya kushughulikia. Na sisi kama bunge la Seneti kupitia Division of Revenue tulishakubaliana na tukaweka pesa ya kutosha katika hiyo absorption ya 7,414 UHC staff, na pia itachangia ile universal health coverage katika ile access ambayo inapatikana. So sitaki kusema kuzidi hapo. We hope this matter will be resolved as soon as possible for the benefit of the young people. And I want to assure UHC staff, sisi kama bunge tutasimama nao mpaka wapate haki yao ya kupata permanent and pensionable, kwa sababu wamefanyia kazi hii taifa kwa miaka 5 bila kufuata malimbikisi ya kutosha kwa ile kazi wamefanya. With those many remarks, I wish you well, God bless you, and thank you for coming. And there will be no questions today. We shall ask questions in future presses.